Hello everyone, this is Prakhar from Smart Interviews and welcome to our YouTube channel. So today we have Vishwas Devarsetty with us who has successfully got placed in PWC. So today he is going to be sharing with us that how he has basically prepared for his interview rounds and how he was able to crack his interview rounds. So let's get started.
So I don't know about computer programming and all when I was in 12th. I only know that computer science is something that gives you more money. So when I was in 12th, there is only maths, physics, chemistry, JEE mains and all. So I don't know about all those things. When I entered into engineering, I got to know from seniors and all.
What was the motivation point? Like what made you so interested in this particular topic?
When I got interested in technology by exploring the internet only. So I used to have a habit in my 12th class, like I used to explore so much of space related things, how space works and what exactly the stars do and all. So I was just wondering how exactly is being displayed. Usually we visually with our eyes we see them, right? But in the computer screen, how do they do all these things? And I was pretty much interested in this technology kind of thing. So I started learning what exactly is technology, computers and all. So that is when something that sparkled in my mind that technology is something that is interesting me. Even today as well, if there is something that is new into the market, I just go and see what exactly is that, because that makes me very interesting actually. New technologies. So that is when I used to have this attitude from 12th class itself. So in that way, I got interested in computer science.
Can you share a bit about your educational background? Like before joining Smart Interviews, what was it like?
I have done my schooling in CBSE. I was preparing for JEE mains and advanced. So unfortunately, I did not get into NITs, but I got a good rank in MSET. So I joined college in the branch of computer science in the year 2020.
Were there any challenges or obstacles you can say that like when you were studying for IITs or when you get into college, like how was that like the transition as well?
Up to 10th class, our school was in such a way that it used to be sports and study. We used to have so many extracurricular activities. So after that, there was importance regarding the engineering and all. So I got transitioned to where it is completely focused on study. When compared to the normal CBSE, the standard was difficult. And also it took time to get adjusted with that environment actually. Initial 3 to 4 months, it was a struggle. But after that, slowly I understood some of the concepts. So I was interested in chemistry actually. Chemistry was my favorite subject. So I used to explore more about chemistry and all. So after getting good with that subject, I then switched to maths and physics. And after that, suddenly I got a good percentile, but not very bad. In my first attempt, 95 percentile in JEE mains. After that, COVID hit us. And the JEE mains second phase got postponed for so many days. In that particular time, there was no problem. I mean, I prepared, but it did not affect much. The personnel did not get increased so much. And I was not able to move into the good NITs actually.
So, like somewhere down the line, do you think like because of COVID you lost focus somewhere?
Yeah, exactly. Because for the past 2 years, we used to have that environment of going to college, so and studying there. That mindset got fixed. Suddenly, because of COVID, we have to change that mindset to studying at home independently instead of any. If we have friends in the college, we used to share doubts and share knowledge, but that's the biggest thing that got reduced in COVID. For that also, some of the interactions and some of the good findings are lost actually.
Like what motivated you to enroll for the course or the program?
After my own research, I understood it is important for placements perspective or else something knowledge that I have to gain. So first was that one, and second was I always try to go into new things. I mean, I felt interesting when I heard about smart interviews. So I thought in that way, and I thought it would be interesting. So I joined the batch.
So, like, can you describe your learning experience with smart interviews? Like, how was it like?
I thought when I joined smart interviews, all the people in my auditorium are same like me, but they were very smart because they know smart interviews, coding and all before only. Obviously, they were ahead of me. So I only know basic C++ and some basic programs. So initially, it was difficult for me to understand all those bit manipulation and all. But soon, I mean, slowly, 1 year seniors, they helped me. I used to ask them personally. So they used to help me like that. And it was a great experience.
If I ask you, like, what was the most beneficial thing that you find about this course that was mostly helpful for you?
The main thing that I like is the approach of solving, and second is mostly concentrating on logic instead of concentrating on writing the code. Third point was the way of teaching. It's not like a classroom student kind of teaching. It was like an interactive session. After explaining the logic or something else, after explaining a particular topic, he used to give time so that it gets digested or it will process in our mind. So that is also something not like usual classroom to student kind of.
So what transformation have you been through after joining Smart Interviews? Like what transformation have you seen in yourself?
First thing, my problem solving and logic thinking got improved. Not only in the perspective of coding and all, the way of thinking, the way how to approach a problem. It can be any kind of problem, coding or interview questions. That is also one. And second thing is patience. I mean, patience is something when you get TLE or else when you get wrong answers, you'll get that kind of patience to look in every line of the code where it went wrong. How to optimize. You have to be very patient. I mean, I would say very patient when you don't get the correct answers. Your approach will be correct, but sometimes it doesn't work as you wish. I mean, as you felt. So at that point of time, you have to be very patient of what exactly went wrong, what block of code went wrong, what exactly it is returning. You have to just analyze everything. The patience that got increased normally. And my style of writing code is also got increased. I mean, I used to write very bad. I mean, so the style of code and the best practices on how to use code and all, that also got increased.
Have you got any opportunity to apply the concepts that you have learned to apply all the concepts in the real world scenarios?
I would say like after learning these algorithms, I understood some of the internal implementations of real world problems. I mean, after learning about graphs and all, I understood how Facebook exactly works, like how it communicates between both friends, the nodes architecture and all that I understood. I mean, it was built in that way at that point. I mean, in that structure. And also like in real world, we learned about the sorting techniques, right? Usually, when in the operating systems, we just run some commands or something else. So those commands get sorted according to the time or else according to the updated thing in the computer. When we see the computers, when we download something files or else, we can sort that using updated times or else when it was last. So that sorting techniques, that one I understood.
What approach do you apply in your coding, which was like really helpful after the program?
So first thing, when I see any problem, I see the constraints and the time limit. So if I don't get any striking point on how to approach the problem, I'll see the constraints. So it helps me so much because I'll exactly know the time limit and also the constraints. So in this time limit, suppose usually in the online platforms, almost 10^9 iterations it would run for 1 second. I would say. So using the constraints first, I'll just figure it out like which algorithm should I use. My approach should be correct. First thing I used to do that. After that, I used to think about all the different algorithms that have the same time complexity, like binary search, big O of log n. This way I used to figure it out. That way I used to solve the problem. My approach used to be like that.
Just wanted to know, like, what's the one thing that you've observed or learned during your interview process, like when you were sitting in those interview rounds?
First thing that I observed is the interviews, what they expect is only your way of breaking down the problem. You start with some approach, you end with some optimized approach that everyone wants, every company wants, because they want to achieve something with less number of resources or less time. So they only expect the problem solving approach. They only see the way of the approach that you use to solve the problem. In interviews, especially in coding rounds, DSA rounds, they only see the approach of your problem. They don't even see the coding language. They ask pseudocode as well. Pseudocode is also fine with them. They only see the problem solving approach. And second is you have to have a proper understanding of what you have done. It can be projects. The projects that you have built has some impact actually, because if you have a correct idea of what contribution you have done to that project, in what way exactly, and what technologies you have used in implementing this kind of feature or else these kind of particular domain, and what exactly you used. If you have a proper approach, that is also one plus point. The third thing is you have to be frank, or else you don't have to lie. I mean, if you don't know the answer, you can say that I don't know, I can learn, after the interview ends, kind of thing you can say. And if they ask any question, you have to have a direct answer. You should not prolong. You should have a bullet points kind of thing.
During your interviews, were you given any opportunity to ask a question to our interviewer? And if so, what did you ask?
Yes, at the end of every process, they ask if you have any questions. So I asked about exactly why you are hiring for this role and what exactly your expectations of a candidate when you want to join his or him into your company. What exactly your process is, what exactly you follow, what exactly your technologies use, and what makes something different about your company from other companies. How is the approachability? I mean, if I have something improvement in specific thing, so I'll be able to approach any kind of person to express my idea, like how exactly it is, how is the process and all. I used to ask this kind of questions in the interviews.
How do you believe your experience with smart interviews has contributed to your academic performance as well as career aspirations?
So I would say on a scale of 100%, smart interviews helped me 90% in my career aspirations. Actually, 90% of the things that I learned from smart interviews helped me in achieving career aspirations, and 10% of it was into academics, because in the academics there is not much involved about this all of coding and all. They only concentrate on computer fundamentals. Some kind of concepts are there, recursion, like time complexities. Mostly it will be helpful, I would say, in the career aspirations. So that is very important for a student actually.
And if I ask you to recommend smart interviews to other students as well who are interested in learning data structure and algorithms, would you recommend it?
Obviously, I would recommend smart interviews because first, the program structure is very organized actually. It starts from basic to advanced. They won't teach in a way like I have to complete this topic at any cost in the specific time. It's not like that. It's okay if the program prolongs as well. You have to understand that particular topic. If that is done, then they'll move to the other topics. The network is very strong in smart interviews. When you have some doubts in the Discord channels, you can just post the question. The people will just tell what is exactly wrong in your approach, or else they'll suggest some good solutions. You'll get to interact with people of some good minds who had experience.
So that's all from my side, Vishwas, and it was nice having a chat with you and your insights about your approach towards coding and your insights about the interview process will be so helpful for our current students. So thank you for doing this, and all the best for your future endeavors.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was great talking to you.
Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you liked it. To enjoy more content like this, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please let us know in the comments what other content would you like us to create. Thank you once again, and we'll see you in the next Smart Success video.